Hi everybody and welcome back to In the Petite Kitchen with a recipe that has a story behind it. Today we're going to be making hummus tahini, which is a staple of the Lebanese or the Levantine cuisine, and I'm sure you're all familiar with hummus. Now I know there are already so many variations and recipes already available online. Some are absolutely delicious, but I'm sharing with you my recipe of hummus as an act of peace with myself, because actually I had a dream to one day have a line of fresh hummus and distribute it all over the UAE, and I've had this dream for the past 2 or 3 years. But for the time being, I think the best way to distribute my delicious hummus is through this recipe, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so this recipe has been stuck above my food processor on the wall for the past 2-3 years. We adjust it, we fix it, but that is the recipe that we go by. So we're gonna follow this recipe. I'll have it written under the title. Today I'm gonna do actually 3 variations to the recipe. One is gonna be with delicious beetroot. Another quick one is gonna be made using Labneh, and it is a breakfast hummus with some fresh za'atar and lots of oil. So to start with, we are gonna have 3 garlic cloves into our food processor. Okay, so now we're gonna start with 8 cups of either canned chickpeas or soaked and home-cooked chickpeas, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna just start by whizzing them together. I'm gonna add a bit of the cooking water, and I'm gonna add the salt, which is 3 teaspoons of salt. I'm gonna whiz it. So at this point, we're not putting the tahini, we're not putting all of the lemon juice. We're just putting as little as we can from the ingredients that will allow us to obtain a creamy texture. So to which I'm gonna add the labneh. So I've added about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now one little trick: if you want your hummus to stay light and white in color, you add ice cubes. That is gonna cool the blades, and you won't have oxidization, and your hummus will stay white. So it's starting to come together. Now remember, at this stage, we are gonna just take a tiny bit and add it to the labneh to have our breakfast hummus. Gonna give it a little bit of a mix. It smells really good, the olive oil, the chickpeas. Now, we can go ahead and add a tiny bit of cumin. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add a 1/4 of a teaspoon, just to give it a bit of flavor. So what I'm gonna do next is just grab a bit of this beautiful, luscious hummus. Just a bit, because we want to have the rest for our hummus tahini. So I'm gonna take this here, and I'm gonna add to it a couple of tablespoons of Lebanese labneh. Just any labneh that you like or that you use. It has some tanginess and sourness, so really delicious. Just gonna give this a nice mix. And that's gonna give you a really nice, light and delicious breakfast hummus. It smells delicious. So I'm gonna grab this beautiful plate some nice fresh za'atar that I'm gonna scatter around. It smells so good. And I'm gonna chop some tomatoes, have them on top. Put a bit of olives, black olives, the Lebanese or the Syrian type. And then I'm gonna just add a tiny bit of olive oil. And that is our breakfast hummus. Now we head to our second recipe. So now to continue with our normal regular hummus, for every 8 cups we require 3 teaspoons of cumin because we really like the flavor of cumin. So now since we already removed some of it, I'm just gonna add, so this is half a teaspoon. I'm just gonna put 2 teaspoons of cumin. And the salt has been added, and I'm gonna add the remaining, no, actually not all of the lemon, but I'm just gonna add a bit, for a total of 1 cup of lemon for every 8 cups of chickpeas. Now next we add our beautiful tahini, which is a sesame paste. Every household has a different flavor preference. We like our hummus tahini with quite a pronounced flavor of tahini, yet not overpowering. We love the rich garlic flavor, the nice olive oil, and the cumin. So, you know, it's always up to you to play with the ratios. Just bear in mind that when you need to more soft, you can use either the water from the tin or your boiling water. And also, if you feel that you need to add more liquid, just add an ice cube again. It's gonna help make it smoother while helping it stay white and not oxidizing the chickpeas from the heat of the blade. So just gonna add a tiny bit more tahini and a tiny bit more lemon. And wow. Now, obviously, if you know, Karima, can you give me the camera for a second? So I just want to show you the texture of this beautiful hummus. It's chunky, it's tasty, it's delicious, and this is how we really like it. It's almost ready. I'm gonna give it one last whisk before heading to the beetroot. Okay, so next step is to actually, I'm gonna remove the hummus from here. The beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hummus. What I'm gonna do next is place some beautiful peeled and roasted beetroots. Make sure that you roast, not boil the beetroots, so you have to roast them while still in their peel. Just drizzle some oil on them, put them in a very hot oven, drizzle them, I meant bake them, roast them until they are soft when pierced with a knife. Okay? And that will help them retain the color. And when you mix them with the hummus, you'll end up with a nice, vibrant beetroot color as opposed to a light taramo salata style of a dip. Okay, so I'm just gonna, it really depends, I'll put the ratio in the recipe, but for now I'm not gonna do a lot of beetroot hummus because I wanna have these beetroots in my za'atar salad. So I'm just gonna put like 3 or 4 pieces, they're quite small, so 5. And I'm gonna blend them before adding hummus to them. Oh, the color is just, it's like a miracle. Wait, Karima, I'm gonna show you. I need to show you. Look at that. Wow. Such a beautiful color. And I'm just gonna, oopsie. So I'm just gonna take a bit of the hummus, put it here, without contaminating the whole batch. Sorry. Okay. So, I really like, and that's how we do it at home. I really like to have a high ratio of beetroot, and then it becomes like a vegetable type of dip. Okay, so we have, look at that. Look at that. Wow. That's such a beautiful color. So what I'm gonna next is plate those beauties. I have here my favorite leaves. So that is gonna be for the beetroot hummus. Look at that color. So beautiful, so tasty, and so healthy. So I'm just gonna put a bit of pine nuts, toasted pine nuts on top, and a drizzle of olive oil. And that is our beautiful beetroot hummus. Now we have the best for last, which is the plain hummus. Just gonna put some here. And I really like to sprinkle some cumin seeds on it. It gives a nice flavor and a nice crunch. And, of course, some more olive oil. And that is our plain hummus. Not so plain. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy it.